you can make a better choice also. Yes, you can start now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to present Lighting the Cave, Wolf Sackville-West, and the Fluidity of Love and Identity in Orlando. This Lighting the Cave phrase I put from the DeSalvo's article. And in other way, we can say illustrating the cave also. These are my personal information, table of contents, and my research question: how does Orlando a biography function as both a personal tribute to Vita Sackville-West and a subversive critique of gender identity and historical representation in Virginia Woolf's literary and cultural context? Hypothesis: Virginia Woolf's Orlando, a biography, is both an intimate tribute to Vita Sackville-West and a subversive critique of gender identity and historical representation. Through Orlando's seamless transition, Woolf challenges a fixed notion of sexual identity, mirroring Sackville-West's own gender fluidity and defying societal expectations. The novel further deconstructs the authority of historical narratives, illustrating how biography, like identity, is fluid and shaped by power structure rather than objective truth. By blending personal affection with literary innovation, Orlando functioned as both a love letter and a political statement, commenting its place as a groundbreaking work in modernist and queer literature. So, introduction. Virginia Woolf's Orlando biography is both a deeply personal tribute to Vita Sackville-West and ground-breaking exploration of gender identity and sexuality. Sackville-West's gender fluidity expressed through her masculine and feminine identities deeply influenced Orlando. Woolf captures this fluidity by portraying gender as a dynamic process rather than a fixed stat, using Orlando's seamless transition from male to female to critique societal constraints on women. And clothing plays a key role in shaping gender perception, mirroring Sackville-West's own experience with gender presentations. So, understanding the lighting the cave, it also, we can say, illustrating the cave. This phrase symbolizes how Woolf and Sackville-West illuminated each other's lives and offering emotional and intellectual support. And their relationship acted as a source of creative energy, allowing them to explore new ideas about gender, sexuality, and identity. And why Orlando? So, Woolf's Orlando is a fictionalized biography of Sackville-West, spanning centuries and challenging fixed idea about gender and sexuality. Here we can take one example from Angelica Carter's The Passion of a New Eve. In it also, like Orlando, in this its exploration of a gender transformation and also identity is a fluid concept. So this is the main point. Wolf and Sackville-West, a relationship beyond labels. So it examining their emotional and sexual bond. Some critics have tried to downplay the eroticism of their relationship, while others emphasize the importance of their same-sex desire. And while Sackville-West had a passionate affairs with a woman, she maintained a strong emotional connection with her husband, Harold Nicholson, and highlighting her duality. And one other is a fluid identity and Woolf's literary interpretation of Vita. So Woolf saw Vita as both a real woman and someone who defined traditional gender norms. So Orlando captures Vita's shifting self-perception and portraying gender and identity as a process rather than a fixed stat. And Sackville-West's self-identification evolves over time, influenced by both her same-sex relationships and her aristocratic upbringing. Gender fluidity and identity in Orlando. So Orlando's transformation from male to female. Orlando's gender change is presented as a natural and seamless, suggesting that identity transcends biological sex. We can take one example from this Virginia Woolf's Room of One's Own. In this, we can also connected with this that women have so many restrictions. So here, Orlando's gender transformation, he realized that how a woman suffered and how she treated by men and all. So this is the main point here. And Sackville-West on gender fluidity. Sackville-West was known for embracing both masculine and feminine identities, often dressing as a man in her relationship with violent refugees. Wolf captures this duality in Orlando, portraying a protagonist who exists beyond traditional gender norms, and also the role of clothing in gender identity. So Wolf shows how clothing constructs a gender. When Orlando wears men clothes, they are treated as a man, and vice versa. This mirrors Sackville-West's own experience with a gender presentations. Lesbian feminist woman, what's the difference? So the categories of lesbian, feminist and woman are often imposed externally, but Wolf's work resists these fixed labels. Here we can take one example from Gertrude Stein, Tender Buttons. In this also we can it also connected with deconstruct gender norms and all. So this main point. Here desire beyond heteronormativity, and Orlando loves both men and women without restriction. Feminist critics of marriage. Orlando's relationship with Shalmidine is unconventional. Both acknowledge their gender complexities. Wolf's and Vita's relationship complicates traditional identity labels. So here, their love letters reveals desire, longing, and intense emotional connection, but they also reflect societal constraints on women's sexuality. Orlando's is a love letter and a political statement. So here, Woolf's dedication of the novel to Vita and its intimate tone suggests that Orlando was a deeply personal tribute. However, it is also political statement about women's exclusion from history. Orlando witnessed centuries of partial control but survives it. And we here we can take one example from Michel Foucault's The History of Sexuality. In this, it explores of how identity and sexuality shaped by political structures. So this work is also connected with this. And Wolf's Orlando plays with the idea that history is shaped by power and gender norms, and questioning whether any biography can be truly objective. So, gender and identity, a comparative study of Wolf's Orlando and Ghost Chitraganda. So, and the grounding wish. So, fluidity of time and self. Here we can compare this Orlando and Ghost film. So Orlando, this is a fluid Orlando lives for centuries without aging, experiencing a history from the Elizabeth era to the 20th century. And Wolf's approaches suggest that identity is ever changing and shaped by time. And Chitragada, so the film blurs time through its use of theater. Rudra, choreographer, stages the play Chitragada while undergoing personal transformation. So the play within the film mirrors Rudra's struggle, just as Orlando's transformation mirrors shifting cultural expectations of gender across time. So that is the main point. And societal expectations and gender roles. So in Orlando, Yeah, as a man, Orlando enjoys privileges and freedom. As a woman, she is subjected to social restrictions, highlighting patriarchal structures. And Woolf critiques how gender dictates personal and professional opportunities. And in film, we can say see that Rudra struggles with social acceptance as a queer person in a modern India, and his desire to undergo gender affirming surgery stems from a societal pressure rather than a personal need, exposing the rigid norm that dictate identity and relationships. So conclusion, Virginia Woolf's Orlando stand as a testament to the transformative power of love, artistic inspiration, and intellectual championship. The novel, inspired by her relationship with her Vita Sackville-West, is both an intimate tribute and a subvertive critique of a gender role, history, and sexuality. Ultimately, Orlando is both a love letter and political statement, and it immortalizes Woolf's affection for Vita while stimulantly questioning the authority of history, biography, and the rigid boundaries of gender. So, Woolf's groundbreaking exploration of a fluid identity, queerness, and feminist resistance ensure that Orlando remains one of the most important works in a modernist and queer literature today. So, these are my references, and thank you so much. If you have any question, please ask.
Shruti, my question is, how does Orlando reflect queer literary themes?
Okay. Um, or yes. Uh, Orlando immortalizes Wolf's love for Vita, and while critiquing gender norms, history, and identity, it challenges patriarchy by showcasing protagonist who survive century of male dominance. So that is the main point.
So, Shruti, my question for you, how is Orlando both personal love story and political statement?
Okay. So Orlando, we can, as I earlier mentioned, that it's explore. It also it's about gender norms and identity and history. So that is the main point of that. So thank you so much.